Oh, I got some juicy news for you. Profit First app version 2.0 is here. With an enhanced user experience and video guidance throughout, you can now be even more confident in your Profit First implementation. Plus, listeners who work with a certified Profit First professional get extra benefits. Check it out now at www.profitfirstapp.com.
Hey, accountants, it's time to grow your capacity, not your head count. Introducing Bill, the AI-powered exception-based AP solution that automates tedious work and simplifies your tech stack. Whether it's managing domestic or global payments or syncing receipts through deep integration, Bill eliminates manual tasks so your team can focus on strategic client success. Join over 9,000 firms who trust Bill to gain better visibility and control. Get started today at bill.com/grow. Take a demo and you'll get $250 gift card. Terms apply. Tell them Ron sent you.
If you work with entrepreneurs, you already know that money problems rarely stay in one category. Personal finances bleed into business decisions, leadership, confidence, and risk tolerance, even when the business is itself solid. That's why we created the Certified Money Habit Mentor designation. Yes, this is based on the Money Habit, Mike's newest book. This certification authorizes financial professionals to guide clients using a simple behavioral bank balance system for personal finance, aka Profit First. It's designed for professionals who want to help clients feel calm, clear, in control of their money, especially when personal finances and business finances overlap. Applications are now open. They're limited. Be one of the first to grab your Certified Money Habit spots. Apply now, moneyhabitmentors.com. Today, right here, right now, this is the moment that you will finally say,
I'm growing my accounting practice, and you're going to discover exactly how right here, right now,
on the Grow My Accounting Practice podcast. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ron Saharian, co-founder of Profit First Professionals.
And I'm Liz Sporn, a guide here at Profit First Professionals.
And I'm Mike Michalowicz, author of Profit First. And guess what? You're listening to GMAP, stands for Grow My Accounting Practice. We are here to teach you the step-by-step on exactly that, how to grow your practice if you're a bookkeeper, if you're an accountant, or a coach.
Awesome, guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can find us on any podcatcher out there. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Hey, Ron. Welcome back.
Thanks, Liz. It's been a while. I feel like
I know.
I haven't been on this podcast thing in a couple of months.
I know. I was so great. I was by myself for 2 episodes. It was awesome. It was basically my house. I got to do whatever I want. The margarita machine was in the corner, and I'm just going to say we had a good time. And then Billy Ann showed up for the second one. So
Billy
Mom was here.
Everything. Billy Ann's like, no.
I know. No, she would. It was a great job. She was great. So how was your winter break?
Good. Actually, I was out in Nashville doing a workshop on leadership, a nice little leadership training to make sure, because, here's the thing. All you guys listening, all the best systems, processes in the world, doesn't matter if you're a horrible leader. And leadership today is different than leadership was in the 90s, in the early 2000s. It's a lot different. So as you're investing in, your systems and processes, don't forget to invest in your own personal leadership development.
We had the woman Carol was on, and I can't remember her last name but nice. She was the outsourced chief of staff. And one of the things we talked about was building the leadership from the inside out. And I'd never heard of a fractional chief of staff before. I was like, that's awesome, actually. And she's like, here's how I do it. I go in, I wedge myself back out, and they're on their own, and I help with a million other things. But it was like, it does matter. The leadership is a big deal. So
it does.
Cool.
But now back to me. Then I went to Key West, and I got a couple of PBs, personal best fishing. Right. I've got my daughter, definitely. She got the biggest snapper out of all of us. And so I got the second one, but it was still my personal best, and then my personal best on a amberjack. But I got.
Are you on boats or on the beach when you're fishing?
Boats.
Yeah.
Charter, inshore. My wife got the biggest fish, a cobia, which was like
Good
this
job,
big.
Mary.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No,
That's
my
so
other
fun.
wife, it's so, no, just kidding, with Mary.
I was
It
like,
great.
you have to. That's great.
And
That's
then we
great.
come
Well,
back
welcome
to
back.
2 feet of snow.
I know. I love it. I love the snow. I love the snow. It does wreak havoc on other things, but that's okay.
Yeah, but I'm
say.
excited to be
Beautiful.
back for today's guest. I flew in
Me
specifically for him.
too.
He's a friend, a profit first professional, a musician, a wonderful person. Why don't you read
Yeah.
the bio?
Sure. We're talking about the one and only Craig Dacy, first of all, just in case y'all didn't know. So joining us today is Craig Dacy. He's the founder of Dacy Financial Coaching. Craig is a content creator and a money coach who specializes in helping small business owners clear the financial fog, which I love this. And we're going to dive into that phrase. Interestingly, when he isn't helping people and owners to find clarity, you can find him slapping de bass as he is in a 90s cover band. I mean, come on, it doesn't get cooler than that. And but the real reason we're talking with him today, is that he's going to share the 3 steps and 3 tweaks that he made to his business, specifically in the area of sales, to increase his process and really double his closing rates in 2025. And so I work with Craig. I'm so excited to chat with him. So without further ado, welcome, Craig.
Oh my.
Thank you. Thank you, Liz. That was a humbling introduction. So
Is that the word? Is that what
It's
you're
well-
really
well-
like? It was
listen,
an introduction. How about that?
it was a introduction, yes.
it's a good introduction, and I love your guitars in the back there. You seem to like
thank
get a
you.
new guitar each time I see you.
I just reorder them so it looks like I'm getting new guitars.
It's nice. Actually, I just like the green every time. It's just like such a good moody green. Such a musician. Such a
Yeah,
musician.
I want to get right into this because I'm known as Obi-Ron over here for sales and stuff like that. And I do a lot of sales education and assisting with everybody. You came up with some additional sales, some processes that really helped you propel your sales to an all-time high, right? And so, we wanted to bring you on to just share with us what are you doing differently? What were you doing? What's now? Tell us what you got.
And I actually want to go back. I want to go to the part where you knew you had to tweak the systems, because if I'm remembering it correctly, it's a very specific good problem to have.
It was a specific good problem. And I'm always trying to look at it and refine it. And, Ron, before we even start recording, mentioned I met with you. And I remember why I met with you, and the advice you gave me was on the proposals part, the lead into it, and just almost nurturing people before we got on the sales call, which we weren't doing at all. And so Ron helped us rehash that piece of it. But It all came to head. It was, I think, October of 2024 when I led a webinar for Relay Finance, for Relay Bank. And I was there. I did the webinar, thought it was going to be awesome. But before I got on, right when I got on, he was like, hey, I didn't want to tell you this in advance, but we broke a record of registrations for this thing. He's like, we had 2,500 people register for it. So all that to say, we did not expect the influx of consultations.
Awesome.
That just
It was
slammed
awesome.
our calendar. It was great. And I had my Vanessa, who's on my team, one of our profit coaches, was slacking me. She goes, I can't even book my clients because I got too many sales calls on my calendar. And so we got slammed. And so to me, I was like, here it is, the ticket. We're 2025 is going to be.
You got what you wanted.
Exactly. I was like, we found the secret. And then I looked down a couple months later, frustrated, and I calculated our close rate, and it was at 4% close rate of those consultations. We had, I think, probably between 40 and 50 consultations scheduled over an 8-week period. And when all was said and done, I think 2 had closed by the end of it, maybe 3. It was frustrating. I was just
too much volume all at once.
It was, and it pointed to a few things that we had been doing wrong. It just basically forced me to stop and say, what is going on? And even looking back before that, our close rate was still only around 20%, which I wanted it to be more. To me, I'm always aiming for 33% or higher. If I can close 1 out of 3, then I feel good because I can look down and go, I got 3 consultations this week. That means we're going to close a client this week. Then that puts me in the right headspace going into it. But it definitely killed my confidence, my everything. I was going into consultations just probably already counting on them saying no.
Oof.
Yeah. Can't you feel like I can feel that desperation? You're like, please say yes. And it's like you're just wanting it to happen so much. And then you're trying to figure out what is it. And so I remember these conversations after that. And first of all, that Relay episode, for people who want to see it, it still lives on Relay for Craig. And was that the one you were talking about, Owner's Pay?
Owner's Pay, which
and they did a second one, which is about debt. Both are amazing presentations. So just to give a shout out to Relay, but also the two pieces of professional development Craig shared were lovely. So there were so many people on that, and they were, what was the main problem that you were seeing? Like, what was wrong with those people? Not that anything's wrong with anybody, but
So much
what was it?
wrong. Everything. They weren't they
That's for
weren't
another
buying,
show.
they weren't hiring us. That was wrong. No.
That was
It
the
was,
problem.
we had to stop and look at our metrics, and this is kind of one, my coach, when I was meeting with her, she was like, let's just stop and break it down, because to me, I was going, we're just not closing them. Our close rate is bad.
Yeah.
I need to revamp our sales process, our consultation process. But what do I need to change there? And she had me take a step back and just start tracing it backward. And so we went from the sales to what did most of these have in common, the people who were saying no. And what I found out was just business size, they were, a majority were under $50,000 a year businesses. Nothing wrong with that. But to pay the investment of working with us, we do work with some people who are $0. We work with some who are under 50, but majority of people need to be making over 100K in order for it to fit nicely into their budget without creating a financial strain. So before they even got onto the call, they were already mostly not a good fit for our one-on-one coaching service.
Yep. So that was a huge piece. And so what was the first, so, when you're going through this, you were talking about tweak number one, which you discovered, or because you knew what the trending was, you're saying, oh my gosh, of these 40, 28 of them are under $50,000. Okay, that's a problem. So you decided to think about your messaging and your intake form. So how did you change the way that you filter because of what the first piece of data that you learned?
Yes. So the first point was, we went back even into the webinar where my call to action was book a free call with me, book a free call. And all the messaging when they went to the calendar was book a free call. So I had a lot of people who were like, hey, I saw it was a free call, so I figured why not take advantage of the free advice? And so we had to go ahead and change that to book a call to learn how we can help, learn how our program can help you solve X, Y, and Z. So that was the first change we made. Then we went into our actual intake questionnaire and started reviewing what kind of filtering are we doing in order to not only better prepare our sales calls, but also just make sure that people are self-filtering themselves out if it's not a good fit already. So we are very curated on those. Some of our big heavy hitters was, we ask if they've hired a coach before. That gives us an idea if they know exactly what we do. Do they have a way to anchor our service to something else they've experienced, an investment they've made in the past? But the biggest one was, we did a checkbox, was the last question on there. And I'm going to read it because I think the phrasing is important, but it's, I understand that profit coaching is an investment of time, energy, and finances, and that our programs have a tiered pricing model based on your revenue. While we work with businesses of all size, our pricing is best fit for those making 100K or more per year. And so they have to check acknowledging that they agree. And so if they come on, they're saying, if I'm under 100K, I understand the pricing is going to be probably high for what and I'm willing to hear about that. And then some would email us and say, hey, I tried to book a call, but I'm under 100K. And then that gives us an opportunity to maybe talk through it. And I can come back and say, here's probably where the investment would be.
I love that.
Otherwise, we just send them some free resources and connect them with other things that can get them going in the right direction.
Were you afraid to put that level of filtering on this disclaimer?
I was afraid of turning people. Now, the timing was great because we were doing this slam of consultations, and I'm like, hey, if I can take less not fits, great. But even before that, I knew that businesses under 100,000 just weren't ideal fits financially. I love working with those businesses. Those are some of my favorite clients. But it's just, unfortunately, to pay our team to work with them, it's just not, we can't get the pricing low enough that I think it always fits in their budgets.
And I love the ability to choose as to whether or not to have that conversation with somebody who may not be an ideal fit. Some of our best members would not qualify under today's terms and conditions. Some of the best members, have really, it's their grit, their passion for wanting, the success. So I love that ability to, pick and choose. And if they show the moxie or the grit to, hey, I'm under 100, but I really loved what you said. I really liked that relay thing. Craig, you know what? Let's have, would you be willing to have a conversation? I'm going to take that call.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it was not even just us. I mean, to that point too, we would see on these sales calls, I'd see them getting excited. I finally found the solution. I find like this, you're speaking my language. And then we get to the investment at the end and you could just feel the air get sucked out of the room. It's like, well, I can't, and so they would leave frustrated. I was frustrated. So it was just, to save them time, it's just say, here's where this is. And then they have what I like to say, the dignity of choice of whether they want to pursue it further and make that big investment or say, thank you for letting me know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Now,
I love it. I love it so much.
When you saw the disappointment in their faces, which I see sometimes too when the money comes up, I'm sure Liz does as well, as we both do, some sales calls. Did you feel the urge to discount?
I have before, especially in those times of scarcity and I just want to get a stinking sale. I just want to close somebody. But the good news, I guess the thing stopping me from doing it was they're literally the floor of, if I were to go any lower, that means either my team is going to take a hit because they get paid a percentage of the clients they work with. So either they're going to take a financial hit or I'm going to have to pay them a higher percentage. And so at some point,
You just dropped a golden nugget, and I don't even know if you knew it.
I just dropped nuggets with no clue.
I love you. No, but having a floor pricing, having a do not go below floor pricing, it makes it easy. It's now, sorry, we have no more favorable pricing options. This is our absolute floor pricing.
I agree. I guess I didn't realize either, but it is nice to say, and especially again, if it was just me, I might have been tempted, but truthfully, that's literally as low as we'll go. And honestly, we should probably raise that floor sometime soon, but
well, here's the thing. I mean, we need our professionals to pay their staff well. We need professionals to sleep well at night. We need professionals that, enjoy coming to work. Right. And so, pay helps, but also, having the right fit clients.
Yes.
So what else did you do? What are I know that, so the filtering was one.
Filtering is one. The goal and the purpose of the consultation was 2. And the third one is something about overloading your prospects.
So well, and even going back to the goal of this not being the sale, because that was number 2 was working with my team, and for myself was that pressure of I got to get this sale. My team also takes the sales calls, so they were feeling like, oh, we're failing at this, and we're not getting you a client, we're not getting this other person clients. So it was just this mentality shift of we're no longer seeking sales, we're seeking commitments of some kind. So whether that is they hire us, whether that's we schedule a follow-up call, whether that is just them committing to giving us a definitive yes or no within X number of days. So it's just at the end of that call, you have a clear call to action, and it's not always dollars being sent to us. That takes that pressure off.
Yeah,
and also, I guess a commitment of you're not a good fit for us, so we're not even going to offer it. And that's okay too.
Yeah.
I remember when I was first learning how to do sales, I didn't realize I was doing sales, which was the greatest gift that I could have had. I just thought I was educating people on what we did. Like literally 25-year-old dumb Liz was like, no, I just like teach them what we do. And then they'd make a decision themselves. I mean, truly, it's pretty much the definition of sales. But I was like, this is so great. There's no pressure. So I was so comfortable and so good at it, but it did matter like that. Knowing the purpose and the goal of this call, it changes the energy for you, for them, for your whole team. I mean, it's beautiful. I love that.
And even though you just said, Ron, with you want to work with people you like, or making sure that they're people you want to work with. And that's super important to me, and giving my team the dignity to turn people away. That if they're talking to somebody like, I don't want to be on a call with this person every other week for the next 6 months, it's you don't have to offer them to work with you. We can serve people in different ways, and it doesn't always mean working with us directly.
I love the change in how you reframed the purpose of the initial call, right? Like a discovery call is such an overused word. Is it really a sales call masked? Is it really an educational call like Liz is referring to? Is it a consultative call where it's all about them? I mean, people are expecting to get sold, but sometimes they get the wool pulled over their eyes based upon discovery call, based upon consultative call. The clearer we are with what the purpose of this is, the better. What did your staff have to say now?
I think they appreciate it, and they know. I don't know if there's ever been an outward like, hey, this is, I feel so much less pressure, but I think it's shown in that they're not as concerned about whether they close on a call or whether what happens there. It's just a matter of where are they in the process, and that they're moving toward a decision of some kind.
It's almost like, let's be good people. Let's have a great conversation, a first conversation. If there's synergies there, they know what we do. We're trying to share what we do. We're trying to figure out if they're a good fit. They're trying to figure out if what we share they need. And, maybe let's be people.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do this to help people. That's why I'm doing what I do. And so sometimes helping people is not working with them. That's the best thing you can do for them. And so I think that helps a lot. And then we also would started alluding to the sale at the beginning of the sales call. I would say, today is all about you. We're going to do 3 things. I'm going to ask you a ton of questions. I'm going to create space for you to ask me questions. And then if it makes sense, I'll share how our program can help you.
Awesome. That's a consultative call there.
Yeah, buddy.
So one of the things that I have a problem with when I am selling in a rut, and that is to share so much of, Craig, you know everything that we do within Profit First Professionals. If I were to share that all with you on the opening call, chances are you're not joining. I had to learn that the hard way. I'm reading here. You were also overloading your prospects. Can you share with what you mean by that?
Yeah, that was our third tweak we made, was just overselling. And again, just like you said, it's when you're in a rut, you tend to want to show them all the things you can do. And even in this whole idea of, I want to make sure we're not just profit first coaches. Like, we are profit coaches. Anything that affects your business, anything that affects the finances, we help with. But sometimes we're throwing all the things we can do at them and realizing, and all the ways we do it, and forgetting about the whole thing that brought them there.
How do you keep yourself in control and your staff in control? I need these guardrails.
Yes. So going back to the intake form, we asked, what are 3 things you wish you could change about your business finances? And so having them list those ahead of time, so we can, before the call, just get into the right headspace of, this is why they're here. So this is what we're going to speak to. In the call, they may have filled this out a week ago, and then now they're on the call, and last night a brand new thing is on their mind. So whatever they're speaking to on the call, this is what I'm stressed about, this is what I want to change. We also ask them if what's the one thing you would love to do in your business or love to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months, so we can hone in on that. And so then when it comes to the selling part, it's not, here's all the things we can do. It's, you said you wish you could pay yourself more. We eat that stuff for breakfast. We can show you exactly how to implement this system so you can start paying yourself not only more money, but on a consistent basis. And you said you're trying to pay off debt. Well, we've helped hundreds of businesses do exactly that so it's just speaking into what life can look like on the other side. And we're not going to get into, and here we can also help you grow a team, and we can also help you look at your margins. It's not, they don't care. They care. I'm here for a reason. Can you fix that? And beyond that, that's all they want to know.
I use the lines, as you shared, as you told me, as we talked about, these are your words. You told me this. Let's dive in here. And that does matter. They're like, wait, you listened, you paid attention. To me, it's always about validating their concerns in a way that's this is an example of what it'll be like to have a conversation with us, right? I'm starting with you. It's not about me. None of this matters. Nothing in my life matters other than I'm helping you today, right? That intake of getting that conversation started with, what are the 3 things? What are you proud of? What do you love? What do you want to work on? I love
Mhm.
it. It's so good.
Has this solidified your sales process? Have you seen results improvement of closes?
We've seen a big improvement. I mean, just making all these tweaks, and even going back to the simplifying, I don't even take numbers from, I don't collect going all the questions we're asking. There's only one question that asks numbers, and that's just their revenue,
Yeah.
just so we have a general idea. But they ask me if they need to bring any numbers to the consultation. I'm like, nope, just if you want to bring ballpark ideas, that's fine. That's not what we're digging into. And that's even more so why we're not getting into the
And
weeds.
are you asking how many bank accounts they have? How many
Not
transactions?
usually on the first call,
No, no.
unless no, it's genuinely just very much like, what do you want? What are you frustrated with? How we can help you fix that. Um, so that's super important and super key. And so we've seen between that and all the other things we've been tweaking. So our close rate, I think I said, well, besides the 4% abysmal section, we were sitting at about 20. And so now we're above 40% closing. So we know
Yes.
almost 1 out of 2
Time for a
people
rate
are gonna close.
increase.
And we've
But it's
increased
not,
it, I think, twice
yeah.
since we made these changes
Well, it's a
too.
balancing act. It's a
It is.
balancing act, right? Just because you're closing over 33% doesn't mean you want to charge more, but it's
Correct.
that when I remember you and I discussing that percentage, I like that percentage as well because, not everybody's going to be able to afford this and you certainly don't want to just price yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So, you're probably going to push the envelope a little bit more and then settle back down. Is that what you think or
So we've been tweaking it, and I think we're at a pretty good sweet spot for right
right?
now. And so now we're pivoting our focus more on just increasing the lifetime value of clients and how can we continue to serve them longer. Some stay with us for years, and then there's some who I feel like we could probably tweak some of our ongoing
You
engagements
nailed
to
it.
serve them better.
You nailed it. Not only is the average annual value of a customer important, the lifetime value, the lifetime duration is equally important. And with accounting firms, right? Accounting and bookkeeping firms generally have a pretty long lifetime valued customer. The average annual investment may not be that much, but with coaches like Craig and your organization, right? You guys have a decent, most coaches have a decent average annual investment, but the lifetime value of that customer is a lot shorter than the lifetime of a customer with an accounting firm. So I love that you lick this. Now you're gonna get that retention up going and have the average. I mean, coaching's never done. That's
Never.
the thing. Coaching is never done. I have a coach. Liz gets coaching. Mike gets coaching. We all get coaching.
Yeah, you don't know what problems you're going to have. I mean, in the business that's 100,000, it has different problems than when they hit 500 and when they hit 1 million, and then so on. There's different things that are going to come up. I've learned. I mean, and this is one of the things I connect with our clients now, and I now view it as a superpower. I used to try and hide it because I was afraid they wouldn't think I was serious, but I struggle. That's the reason I teach this is because I struggle with money. It's something I have to have systems. I have to have these things in place. So I haven't even reached the promised land. I mean, there's still times where I'm in financial straits or I'm stressed about it.
Yep.
And having these things to lean on is important.
And thank you for sharing because, even here at Profit First Professionals, it ain't rosy all the time either, right? I mean, we're fighting the same challenges. We have turnover, we have acquisition costs, we have, all sorts of stuff. And so, I love that you're sharing and, I love that you're a part of Profit First Professionals. But I also understand that you're going to be venturing into a specific domain, something that I'm very excited for you
It's a triple threat. It's a triple threat,
share.
guys.
What are you working on now, Mr. Craig Dacy?
The thing that terrifies me the most that I've been avoiding for too long, which is writing a book this year. so I'll be writing
So
Profit
good.
First for physical therapists. So we'll be focusing on
Wow.
You heard it here first,
Profit
folks. You heard it
First.
here.
But
Breaking news.
I also want our audience to listen again. Something that he's been fearful for all of his life. He's put his first couple of feet forward. I know you don't know. The path is not clear, right?
Yeah.
But you've taken the steps. How are you feeling?
A good mixture of excited and terrified. But it's as things are getting more clear. I knew I just had to take the plunge, and then once I did, I was like, great. do I even know anything about physics? It's like all of a sudden the doubt was like, oh, great, who am I? And then also, how do you write a book? I don't even know what do you do now? And so luckily, the support system is there showing me, and I'm slowly getting to figure out how to actually write one. And then maybe here soon, I'll be getting to do the fun part, which is the writing.
Yeah,
So
I'm
fun.
excited for you. Everything
Yeah,
that
congratulations.
you do. Yeah,
Thank
That's
you.
great.
it's needed. How did you how did you identify this particular niche
So what's
for our
funny is,
Canadian folks?
yeah, niche. Years ago, I had chosen physical therapists as a niche with one of my guides, and then I ventured away because I was like, well, I don't know a lot about that space. I don't have a connection to it. But then we just kept getting physical therapy clients, and they would refer us to other ones, and we just slowly got to know their struggles and dealing with insurance reimbursements and paying a team and scaling. It's just all these different things. The owner getting away from seeing patients. So there's just so many caveats and nuances to it that we just got to know really well. And I think that's probably why people were referring us to other physical therapists. And so I decided to just say, you know what, while I don't have a physical therapy background, I know the industry well enough, and I know the
You
people
play one
well
on
enough.
TV.
That's right.
Yeah.
So great.
Well,
Congratulations. So
Craig,
fun.
I can't believe we're out of time for this interview. First off, I'm very proud to, be associated with you. You make our membership stronger. So thank you very much. Where can our audience learn more about you, reach out to you, get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Oh, well, my website is just dacycoaching.com or craigdacy.com. They all go to the same place. I have a podcast for therapy practices, both physical and mental health. The Therapy Business Podcast is out there. YouTube. So anything where I can just talk to somebody, I will be out there.
All right, my friend. We'll hang around. Liz and I are going to transition into a couple other segments, but great job, man.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Craig. You're
Thank
awesome.
you.
I appreciate it. So Ron, what are your takeaways? That was fun.
And guys, don't forget to review and subscribe to the Grow My Accounting Practice podcast, located on any podcatcher out there. Now that I got that out of the way. All right. A couple of things. When things aren't going wrong, when things are going wrong in a business, a lot of us, including myself, we go into fix it mode. We go into action. We go into creation. And I love that you took a step back and paused. That you said, you know what? Time out. Let me see. It may not. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? And so the fact that you're pausing, realizing, and then moving forward. Awesome. Second thing, I love you challenging yourself. Anytime we need to stress ourselves, we need to stress our businesses. That's the only way we get stronger. So kudos for stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Amazing. My takeaways were many, but I feel like I knew a lot of this story already, which was lucky me. But the one thing that I keep going back to is how much he scripted and practiced it. So he had a lot of practice with those 40 calls that didn't go so well. So he was like taking notes, paying attention. And then at the end, now it's this recipe of intake questions for challenges and goals, clarifying the call, giving the agenda. I mean, let me make sure you understand what this actual call is going to be. So he scripted an agenda for them. So they have a map to follow, if you will, and then using their own words very deliberately, very intentionally throughout, sprinkling their words back in. So they feel like, hey, I'm heard, but he really did pay attention to me. This is amazing. And then he really was focusing on my favorite thing, which is transformation. So it's not just about fixing this little bleeding. It's truly, here's where we go from chaos to clarity, for the simple example. But it's really cool. Some good stuff.
Bingo. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Nice. Well, audience, don't forget to share with us what you also learned.
Yes, please. Right? Hey, I do have some, what do we call it? Trippy questions?
Trippy questions. Yeah.
Greg, you want to play our trippy question game?
Yes. As long as I know the answers, go.
Well, it's up to you, and we'll never know if it's the wrong answer. So that's how this works.
Oh, good.
Let's see. I'm going to go to this one. I feel like you both were a little sassy as kids. So, what did you get in trouble for when you were young?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything. Talking too much, not sitting still, talking back, fighting, not listening, stealing, making fun of people, picking on my brother. You need everything.
Sounds like every huddle I've ever been on with you, Ron. All of that list of everything. Billy Ann's like, Ron, stop talking, sit still, stop fighting with Liz.
It happened today.
I know. Oh boy.
Shocking.
Craig, what did you get in trouble for?
I was terrified of getting in trouble as a kid, but I do remember
Me too.
when I was in kindergarten, my teacher had a record player. So I went to change the song. It was at Meet the Teacher night, and I pulled the needle across the record. And so she acted very nice that night, but then the next day she had the class sit down and she was like, look at what Craig did to my record. And it was like, this old man. And I was like, oh, it's just shamed me. Shame.
Yikes.
Are you traumatized on that?
That is not a nice teacher. Yikes.
You know, that's what probably made me become a teacher for a while. I was like, I'm going to go fix that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that to little Craig.
So
Little
that's
Craig
how I
Jr.
learned to be sneaky about my behavior.
Everything else?
Well, that's how I learned not to get caught by getting
exactly
caught.
it.
Oh man. I only got in trouble for overeating.
Really?
Stop eating, Liz. Stop eating.
What about when you were
That did no damage though, guys. Don't worry about that. It's totally
what about your teenage years? Weren't you going out partying and stuff?
No, only once. And I got in trouble and I had to clean cigarette butts off the floor of the gas station that my parents owned. So I didn't ever get in trouble again until later. But I was a grown up. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, good. Now I can
Great question. And listeners, what did you get in trouble for?
Oh, we just like to talk about little traumas. That's fine.
Just the little ones.
Traumas. Just little ones.
All right.
All right, Ron, what's your insider access, friend?
Insider access. All right. I gave you guys a little taste of it earlier when I was sharing about leadership. And so, one of the leaders who I rely on is Adrienne Dorison. She was formerly Run Like Clockwork. She's now level 11, but they offer this wonderful leadership program and just an audit. Reach out to Adrienne Dorison, tell her Ron said hello. I get no fees. I get no affiliates. No nothing. I'm just simply sharing, this is a great opportunity. I used her leadership audit for myself. Maybe you guys want to reach out to her as well. But Adrienne Dorison, Leadership 11.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, we made it to the end of the episode and I want to say thanks everybody. Thanks for being here, Craig.
Thanks
Ron,
for having
as
me. It's
usual.
fun.
And listeners, don't forget to review and subscribe to the Grow My Accounting Practice podcast. And also don't forget to pick up The Money Habit and your certification actually, to become a certified money mentor.
Certified money mentor. Excellent. And if you would like to learn more about Profit First Professionals, I encourage you to go to our website, profitfirstprofessionals.com. You'll see two buttons. One says work with a member. Could be routing you to work with someone like Craig, or become a member, and you can become someone almost as awesome as Craig.
Like Craig.
So you can't do that. But if you do that, you'll have an opportunity to spend some time with Ron or with myself to learn a little bit more about. We want to learn about you, and then how this membership agency might be a big part of your business as well. And I just ruined that. We're going to start over. Ready?
Thanks, everyone.
No. Fine. We'll do it later. All right. Bye, everybody.